Dan Schneider, you may know him from his shows like Drake and Josh, iCarly, Victorious, Kenan and Kel, and etc. All of these shows were considered great by fans and critics alike. But when you look at these newer shows now, you could notice a decline in his shows. Starting with Sam and Cat, a show that brought two previous actors from two separate Dan Schneider shows in a whole new show. And Sam and Cat was fine, but it wasn't the best. Then we had Henry Danger, and I think I was a bit too mean to the show because while I don't think it's the best, I will say the seasons got better and I think it was pretty funny. And then we had Game Shakers, Dan Schneider's last show, and I honestly think he went out with a bang and is Dan Schneider's best show. Game Shakers was made in 2015 about a group of kids making video games and creating a video game empire. Sounds pretty simple, right? But when you look deeper, Game Shakers is a masterpiece, with very complex characters and very complex writing that only a few select people would get. When the show was first announced, it was hated by most people because it looked like a cringe show about kids making video games, trying to appeal to the cool hip trends. And also, Nickelodeon were promoting this to hell by taking up all the YouTube ads. That's why the show was pretty known, and also because Filthy Frank talked about it. But I was able to see the show for what it really is. Hello, my name is Team Crew for Life, and today I'm going to be talking about how Game Shakers is a When you look at Dan Schneider's shows, you can notice a formula of having a simple concept, then having that concept end up with chaos. Game Shakers is no exception to this, because a key factor of Game Shakers is just chaos. And while some people with the wrong opinion say it's annoying, it's actually amazing because it keeps the audience engaged in some sort of way. Another thing that keeps me entertained are these wonderful complex characters with so much emotion and personality. Babe is the street smart girl and Kenzie is the smart one that knows a lot about technology. Triple G is basically the tester that pretty much plays all their games. Double G is a famous rapper who's a business partner with the Game Shakers, and Triple G is also his son. And we have Hudson, the best character. He has so much personality and he's just super funny. His jokes are so well written and he's very entertaining. Even though he may seem dumb, he's actually a very smart 100 IQ person who just acts dumb on purpose so he can rule the world. But I'll get to that later. The character interactions are really well. They feel like actual friends instead of co-workers. They all work off of each other really well. A thing I liked was how Triple G and Hudson's relationship got better over time. Triple G couldn't stand Hudson in the beginning, mainly because Hudson causes him pain. And Triple G gets her a lot in this show, like a lot. But over time, they became really good friends. This is apparent in an episode where they exploit Hudson for views on a stream, until everything goes out of whack and Hudson almost dies. And Triple G tries to save him. It shows that he actually does care about him. What was I talking about again? The characters, yeah. Not to mention, the characters are really funny. This is due to how funny the show is.
What if the game starts on the planet Jupiter and kill me? Somebody please kill me!
The main reason why this show is a masterpiece is because of its humor. You may say the humor is stupid, but it's a good kind of stupid that keeps me entertained. Speaking of things that keep me entertained, the plot of episodes usually have something to do with the main characters making games, and I always liked how they portrayed the kids making games. It was very fun to watch. Whenever they made games, something usually happens that sets back whatever they were doing, which causes the conflict of the episode, like someone pirating their game and putting it on a torrent website. Or my favorite, where Triple G and Hudson break the hard drive with the game they've been working on for weeks, so they have to sneak into Double G's studio to get the game back off his pear pad because they put the game on that. But after Hudson makes some noise, they lie and say they came in the studio to record a song about how much they love Double G. And here we get the best Game Shakers moment. I can't play the clip in all of its glory, but each character raps, and all the raps are so bad, but are so funny. Triple G has a line where he says,
"When I was 3, I broke my knee, and my dad never took me to the doctor."
This is super hilarious, and Kenzie's verse is actually pretty good, but is also hilarious. I love the faces Babe makes when Kenzie is rapping. Everything about this scene is amazing. Another thing I liked about this show is that the games they made were actually available in real life. Skywell isn't on Android anymore, but there's a handful of games that still exist. and by a handful I mean 3. I remember Tiny Pickles existing, but I can't find it. The games weren't nothing to scoff at, but the reason I liked this so much was because it makes the audience attached to the world they have. You don't really see much of that now. But now, time to talk about the real reason why Game Shakers is a masterpiece, and is one of the best shows of the bakery, Hudson. Hudson is an amazing character. He is amazing because he's actually very intelligent, doing things that no one else can do. Just imagine Thanos if you were a child, because he is powerful. Do not mess with Hudson, because if you do, bad things will happen. Time for an ad break. Game Shakers was cancelled in 2019 because Dan Schneider left Nickelodeon, which is very sad to hear because Game Shakers lasted for a very long time, only for it to be cancelled due to the creator leaving the studio. If someone else could have wrote for the show could have lived on for a very long time, but alas, it was cancelled. I didn't go into a full analysis on this show, only talking about certain key points that I liked about the show, so I suggest that you go watch it for yourselves. It's on Paramount Plus in all of its glory, so go give it a watch. This has been Team Creeper Life, and bye.